Okay, Sunday, 17th of August 2025. So Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Show, don't tell. One interesting principle that I picked up from literature a couple of years ago is this principle of show, don't tell. And to go deeper, we'd call it the unifying theory of 1 + 1. Meaning, we lead people to the conclusion we want them to have. We don't tell them. We don't be overt. We be covert. We don't be overt and tell them this is that, that is that, X is Y, Y is Z. No. A smarter way, a much more Machiavellian way, is to let people come to certain decisions through our actions, through our decisions, what we do, what we achieve, what we have, what we don't have, what we do, what we don't do. Emissive signals, because those are a footprint, a negative footprint, you could say, of what we have and are, what we have, or what we don't have, what we are, or what we are not. So one interesting principle that I elaborated from this was that not to be seeking permission, not to be looking for, not to be telling people what you're doing. Let them see it. It's much more powerful, more profound. It creates a certain gravity to it. It kind of goes under the radar until they see it, and then it's obvious, and then it surprises them. That's powerful. There's power in the surprise, but not telling people, but doing it, doing stuff, and they see for themselves organically, naturally. Or when you have a big achievement worth sharing, then they care. Then it's more impactful. If you're just too much of this, too much of boasting, too much talking, people don't care as much. But when someone else that they know, or somewhere else that they know, like and trust, talks about it, or the algorithm recommends it, for example, then it's more impactful. Very meaningful. And another thing with regards to progress and goals and plans, one thing I generally tend to avoid is telling people what I want to do. I want to do that. Instead, I'd rather be, I am doing, I am achieving, I have achieved, I have got, I have, I am. Not, I want to be, in the future, in the distant future, I hope and want and plan. But instead to be saying, I have this, I achieved that, I am building this, I am building that. It's much more impactful, it's more meaningful. It resonates deeper with people because it's more action than doing, and it's more action than talking. Less of this, more of that. Share these things in the highlights, the stories, the reels. Much less of this, much more action. I did a video about this. Don't be so narcissistic in life. The world is too complicated. Don't be narcissistic. And then even then, it's these things that matter to other people, or really top of the pyramid, so to speak, achievements, things that are profoundly worthwhile sharing and talking about. Otherwise, most people are not going to care. And if you're there, you've got to be also careful that if you're there talking about these things, boasting, it can risk coming across as attention-seeking behavior, approval-seeking behavior. Because you're posting about this, you're posting about that, you're sharing about this, you're talking about it, you're talking about that, especially routine things. It's subconsciously people looking for a pat on the back to say, good job, you're doing the right thing, keep going. Whereas when it's self-confident, when the confidence comes from here, the self-esteem, the right amount of narcissism, etc., you know what to do, you just do it. And then when there's cool things worth sharing, like major milestones, once or twice a year, for example, or just casually once or twice a year, or a big major milestone, whenever it happens, then it's worth boasting about and talking about, because it's cool, especially when it's a third party advocating for you, like a newspaper or website talking about you. Then share that, because then it's not so much you boasting about it. This is the interesting bit of psychology here. It's somebody else talking and boasting about your thing. People don't necessarily trust the primary source, but secondary sources. If a website is talking about how amazing I am, or when a website is talking about how amazing I am, if I share that publicly, people are going to appreciate it more, because Their reputation, their name, their brand is spilling over to me, halo effect. I think I did a video about that. And they respect me more. They associate me with that. And they trust their word. So they agree with that, audience and people, they agree with that word. And then that positive view spills onto me. Powerful. Showing, not telling. Let the world see what you're doing. Don't let them hear it, so to speak, by you boasting about it. It reminds me of that phrase, that idiom, that revenge is a dish served cold, best served cold. Yeah, you could argue the same idea, same principle, same premise. Less adversarial though, revenge, but still, in a sense of not being overt, not being overt about it, but covert, under the radar. That's powerful. There's power in being invisible, and there's power in being subtle, and careful, and cunning, and gentle behind the scenes, working and building every day, chipping away, and then when there's amazing things worth talking about, be public with it. That's powerful. And then second order consequences. You have to think about the operational security, what it means for attention, awareness, presence, who and where you are. Very interesting. But that's a whole other conversation. But interesting. Show, don't tell. Unifying theory of 1 + 1. Let people come to the conclusion. Let people come to the conclusion, as opposed to you pointing at it and saying, look over here, look. But instead, oh, why don't you do this? What happens if you go over there? What happens if you do this? Why won't you why will you, when are you going to, much more covert, your achievements, goals, priorities, plans, objectives, you name it. Very nice, very clever, very subtle, very gentle, But otherwise, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Subscribe for more, and you will see me tomorrow.